Okay, so today we got the guys out to take care of 3 codominant birch trees. Kind of a funny story. My haul truck yesterday, I hopped in, and it seems like if I have my GoPro on, nothing happens. So I think what I'm gonna start doing is just start having the GoPro on all the time. That way nothing ever happens. And anyways, so yesterday I was in the front, I had parked, and I was just letting the truck warm up, and the radiator hose exploded and shot antifreeze all over Chris. He was like spitting it out. But yeah, so it's really cold. It's like 20 degrees. I know that ain't nothing to most of you guys back east, but over here in Oregon, that's pretty dang cold. We're not pretty used to that at all. So we're used to 40 degrees and rain. So it's cold, so I'm gonna stop by the coffee shop and bless the guys with some fresh hot coffee for their hands to get warmed up. So back in like 2007, the economy kind of took a dive, and I was in the carpenter apprenticeship. I was like number 3 to get called out, so I went and bought a whole bunch of carpenter tools. You know, they gave you a big list of the stuff they wanted you to buy, and they told me, they're like, oh, you're probably gonna be called out within a week, so make sure you go and get everything on this list, because you'll be out to work in about a week or so. And so I went in, you know, to Home Depot, and I was smart enough to keep all our receipts and all that stuff. But you know, I waited a week and nothing happened, and I didn't get a call at all. So then I waited, you know, 2 weeks, still nothing happened. So then I called into the union, and they said, oh yeah, now you're like number 150 or so. And so there, from 2 weeks, there was, you know, get your stuff, you're going to start working next week. And it went to 150 people laid off within 2 weeks. So that's about the time when I had my daughter, Chloe, my 8-year-old. And you know, I just had her then, and she was, you know, it kind of forced you to grow up a little bit. It's like, okay, well, I'm not looking for the job, you know, like the best job. I just need a job, and I need something that's going to be pretty reliable. So I ended up seeing that there's a lot of trees in Oregon, and I had a friend at the time who was a lineman, and he said, you know, the best thing you should do for being a family man is to get into the tree trade. So I got in the tree trade because there's a lot of trees in the Pacific Northwest. I consider this the rainforest. So, and ever since then, I've never really had a true layoff. It's been amazing. And at first, I was just out of necessity. But then after a while, I really fell in love with the trade. I fell in love with just the diversity of the job sites, the diversity of the challenges. It just always seemed like there was something new all the time. You know, you have a new tree, it's a new puzzle. You have to figure out how to rig it out, how to rope it out. And it took a good 3 to 4 years before I really felt like I was actually any good at it. Actually knew what I was doing, you know. And it took 7 years until I actually got my first crew. Coffee.
The road just kicked down on me. Oh, yeah. He's feeding my victim.
Hey Logan, hook it to your veins, man. Coffee time. High time for coffee time. So we keep having this thing just turn off on us. I think it's this sensor here. We change the blades, and ever since we changed the blades, now it's just shutting off on its own intermittently. These trees are a lot bigger than I remember.
They always are.
So we decided to keep Logan around, apparently.
Yeah.
What made you decide to get into the tree trade?
I just got really lucky. I met you.
Yeah.
You don't have to lie to kick it.
Okay. I didn't really see it coming.
Flattery will get you everywhere. No, what do you like about it? What do you like about the tree trade?
I like that it's a challenge. Every day you wake up, there's something new to do normally.
So you had previous experience in the tree trade?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
It's from like forestry class. My dad was a logger, so I was experienced with chainsaws, luckily, so that helped
Yeah.
coming in. But climbing, I climbed a little bit, a lot of spikes, smart pole for like forestry competitions. But I never like learned like the big stuff, like your lifeline and all the support systems and how to actually rappel out of trees and all that
Nice.
handy dandy stuff.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? I kind of like the stuff that you learn in the tree trade really crosses over to other parts of your life, like hugely, like rigging and roping and all that stuff. Yeah. So I found Logan. He was working at a rental company, and this dude was always smiling. He always had such a positive attitude. Even when it was like dumping rain and it was cold outside, he was just hustling. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And I remember I asked him, the one thing that really stuck out too for me was I asked him if he was happy where he was at. And he was like, it's good, it's a good job. And he's like, but I'm always looking to advance. And I thought that was pretty cool, you know, because most people, you're like, so how do you like where you're at? They just start just offloading on you, you know? And that's like such a negative attitude to have. Anyway, how about yourself, Chris? How did you get into this stuff?
Me?
Way to break the third wall.
Oh, man. I knew several people in the trade. They tried to get me into the trade back in 2007. One of them being John Burns, and the other being Scott Swanson. Both worked for Trees Inc. at the time. I just decided I didn't really want to do that. Then I did some other endeavors, went through heavy equipment operator school and everything. And then after I was supposed to go to Afghanistan, I came back. I didn't want to go back to the same job. Decided to just put in an app through the tree trade, through the apprenticeship, and then got called out. So at that point I knew 3 guys in the trade, and they all just loved it, and they loved working outdoors. Couldn't stand to be indoors, and that was a lot like myself. So that's how I got into it, and then I met all you fine folks.
I used to watch tree videos a lot because I just got into the industry and thought I was just really pumped about it and wanted to learn everything there was to learn about it. So I started watching YouTube videos, and one of the reasons why I started the channel is because I wanted to kind of give back to that community, and to also, they say that you don't master anything unless you teach it yourself. So that's just part of it, I think, is just kind of you know, bringing it to the next generation and continued education, like always learning new stuff all the time. So you know, that being said, like what I was kind of getting at too is like, you know, what kind of things would you suggest to somebody who's just getting into the trade, Logan, as someone who's just into it yourself? Like, what do you think is going to be some of the things that like is going to be helpful for a guy who's just starting on with a tree crew somewhere?
I would say personally, I think having a good attitude, wanting to challenge yourself and be willing to get uncomfortable, because there's going to be times you're doing stuff and you're going to have doubt in the back of your head, like, should I be doing this? What's going to happen? But you need to just be able to have that mentality to kind of push yourself through it a little bit.
Yeah.
And to not get frustrated when you mess up, because you're going to mess up. I mean, it happens every day. You're going to end up falling a tree wrong or missing a cut. I do it all the time. But you just got to be able, and definitely being able to listen to somebody. I think those are big keys to get into a trade like this.
You got anything for a new guy starting out?
Yeah, to build on what he said, I would say expect the challenge, accept the challenge, be willing to put yourself out there. and be willing to know that, yeah, you're going to be in those situations where in your mind you're going, why am I doing this today? I don't know why I'm up here.
Why did I sign up for this?
And every tree guy knows what I'm talking about. They've had those moments where they're just like, oh, I'd rather just not be up here right now doing anything else. I could be a trash man or whatever. But after you accept those challenges and you listen to the people who are teaching you, and you accept that they know what they're doing and they're trying to teach you how to be better, and you get through that and you get down and you're just so pumped, and it just becomes, your day just becomes immensely better, and you're on such a high note. And that's one of the best things I like about this trade is the challenge. And then you don't accept the defeat, you defeat the tree, and then you move on, you build on that. And so you're always learning, and you're always building, and it's not stagnant. So I love it. So definitely just accept the challenge and just learn and build all the time. Be a sponge.
Yeah, there's a little thing that we in the tree trade called tree time. It's really bizarre because you'd be up at the tree and then like a whole 8 hours of trim time lapses in just a few minutes. Illustration of the snap cut. If you go bottom and top, that's a drop cut, because if there's any weight on the tip of this right here, it's just going to fall right off. If you do side, like that, that's a snap cut, because now your weight is, yeah, you can push on it there and it's not going to fall anywhere. But if you look at your cuts, there's 2 cuts on this. If you go, you want to put your bottom cut the direction that you're wanting to snap it. So if I want this piece to snap this direction, you want your back cut to be towards the direction that you want to snap it. So this cut is going to be further away, because now I want to push this direction, and it snaps right off. And with your tension, if you do this direction, if you made your cuts this direction up and down, the piece just breaks and falls off. You put it on the side, that way the tension from this wood fibers is going to hold it up there until you snap it off. So it's all about reading the lean. Plus, you never want to do your snap cut or a drop cut. To say you're going to do a drop cut, you do your under. You never want to do your top cut past. Whoops, that was too much. Let's try again. You never want to do your drop cut past the bottom cut on the outside. You always want to go behind it towards the tree, because if you go on the outside and then you snap it off, it creates a curve in here that'll hold your chain like this. There's a little curve right there, you can see that, and that will actually hold your bar and fall and take it out of the tree. It'll pinch it and pull out of the tree. So you always want to make sure that you do your drop cuts behind your undercut. But so if this is a limb and it's, so we've just topped this tree. We just topped this tree and it's standing up and down like this, Logan. So now the lean's towards you.
Right.
Which way would you make your snap cut to snap it and throw it out?
Start right here.
Yep.
And then right there, and then pop
Yeah,
out.
perfect. If you're going to make your bottom cut here and your cut there, you'd want to snap it out this way.
Oh, you want to? So you'd rather have me go this way than that way?
Yeah, you want to go with the lowest, because there's going to be wood fibers here holding it.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's gonna break.
So it'll be like this. You don't want to fight this wood fibers. So if you push it this direction, that top cut just hinges and blocks like that. but if you push it away, it actually peels away easier. So if you're trying to push it this way, it'll get stuck because those wood fibers are gonna just pinch in on that cut you just made. But this way, it'll peel away from the wood fibers easier.
So just remember, whichever way you want to break it off, your back side of that is going to be your high side. Back side, high side. So.
Hey YouTubes, if you see these, I'll get the name for you. Oh, there it is right there. Gretsch. Gertech.
Gertech, yeah.
Gertech. These things are sweet, man. They just grab a hold of the fitting and then pinch it on so you don't have to sit there and hold it. Here's another little pro tip. So I'll just get some grease in my finger and then stick that to it. And now look at that, it holds whatever you're wanting onto your finger so that you can get it into a tight spot. See here, check it out. I'm trying to get this into this little hole and it's really hard, so just stick a little grease in your finger, then you can stick it right in there. Boop. Beautiful. Beautiful.
buy a car?
I think I destroyed it.
Destroyed the whole... How did that happen?
It rolled off the front. I didn't stuff it far enough in the back. Is the SD card in there still at least? Oh, the SD card is smashed too.
Is it?
Yeah.
I lost all that footage.
Yep. Well, maybe we can pull it off of there.
Oh, did you guys have it on the tree?
I put it
He
in
had
the...
it right here.
Oh yeah, it's
Inside the
destroyed.
face,
Oh,
facing
really?
that way, so when it comes off, it records
Yeah.
the whole thing. It's not supposed to get smashed. It fell off, huh?
That, oh, the holding wood took it.
Oh, it peeled. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It peeled and then crushed it right because it was stuck in here. It crushed
Mm-hmm.
it.
If anything, I should have bore cut further back on the inside and stuck it in past the holding wood, or bore cut into that holding wood so it couldn't pull it out like that.
Well, hey, we learned now, didn't we?
Yeah, dang.
Well, you ain't gonna hurt this yard.
Oh man, that's going on
I was gonna dig
Instagram.
it up anyway.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay sod down
Oh.
at a later date.
Wow.
Wow, that still sucks. We
Whoopsie.
lost all that footage from today.
Wow.
That wrecked it.
Yeah, that destroyed it. Set that on the stump. I want to take a picture of that.
Hey, at least it was you and not me. See, the boss comes out and he just breaks stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want a better commuter?
My goodness, wow, it just decimated it.